Alright, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel, and I know it's been a little while since I've been making videos. I've mostly been live streaming, but that's okay because I'm here to bring you some more a little bit of, I told you to, so sauce. But I guess a lot of people did, so I can't really credit myself with saying that cloud mining isn't a good thing. So Genesis mining, the next to fall, most likely. So now, hashflare didn't necessarily fall, but on July 24th, I believe it was, they stopped the SHA-256 contracts because they were unprofitable for about a month before that. And then 3 days later, on the 27th, Bitcoin rose back in price, and they were like, hey, looks like we solved our issue that we were working out of efficiency, and look, the SHA-256 contracts are back. Everybody come buy one. And then literally a few days later, Bitcoin went back down in price, and now nobody is receiving any of their Bitcoin. The reason is because they have maintenance and electricity fees, in case you've never been on a cloud mining site, and so every terahash you purchase on a cloud mining site increases the electricity fees and the maintenance fees every day. And so if you're not making a certain amount of Bitcoin every day, you are paying more in fees than you are actually in Bitcoin. And you just don't even receive Bitcoin. I guess they just keep it from you, or they just steal your Bitcoin essentially, even though you paid for it. So now we're in a big problem with Genesis mining. We didn't hear from Genesis mining for a little while, and it seemed like everything was cool on the end of Genesis mining, but it certainly is not. Don't get that in your head or anything like that, because cloud mining is cloud mining, and if the price of Bitcoin is too low, then the maintenance fees, no matter where you go or what website you go, are going to be higher than what you are actually receiving. So I received this email. And then I took the web link here. So it says, Dear BTC miners from Genesis Mining, it says, since the end of last year, miners around the globe are struggling to stay in the game. Kind of true. All this time, we kept our eyes on the market and followed your comments regarding the heavily declining mining rewards. We were, of course, very uneasy about seeing our customers not getting what they expected. Yeah, I bet you were, but where's that Bitcoin going? Right to Genesis mining. So you guys are just keeping the Bitcoin, because obviously that Bitcoin is going somewhere, right? And if it's not going into a customer's wallet, or it's not going into a hashflare customer wallet, depending on if you're using Genesis mining or hashflare, where's that Bitcoin going? Well, it's just going right to hashflare so they can sell it. However, as a hash power hosting service, we can only influence one out of the three main factors that determine mining rewards, and that is the infrastructure. We've always strived to deliver the best deals by deploying the most efficient technology available at the time. The market price of Bitcoin and the mining difficulty are factors we cannot control. Well, a little bit, but yeah, the more people that purchase your contracts, the more difficulty goes up, but I get what you're saying there. Unfortunately, Bitcoin went into a downward trend in January, actually mid-December, and this trend combined with the heavily rising difficulty around April and May, reducing mining outputs even further. As a result, some user contracts are now mining less than the daily maintenance fee requires to be covered. Yeah, pretty much all of the contracts. Welcome to the show, Genesis Mining. And thus, they entered the 60-day grace period, after which open-ended contracts will get terminated. So if you guys are like, hey, what is this grace period? What is this open-ended contracts? If you've never been on Genesis Mining or hashflare, or you never even bothered to look into it or anything like that, good for you, actually. Literally, just stay away from them. But I'm going to tell you anyway. So usually with Bitcoin and some, it depends on what cloud mining service you go through, but usually they're an open-ended contract, meaning they're not just for 1 year or 2 years, but they will go on indefinitely as long as it is profitable for Genesis Mining to be giving you that Bitcoin. So once it is not profitable, you enter a 60-day grace period, and if it does not become profitable within that 60-day grace period, they're going to terminate your contract. So if you paid them $10,000, you could have paid them $10,000 yesterday, and you know, you may be in that 60-day grace period because you're not making any money because of the daily maintenance fees, and you're just not going to get anything. Congratulations, you lost $10,000. You don't even have cheap Bitcoin or depreciated or appreciated Bitcoin to show for that $10,000. Or $1,000 or $100. Doesn't matter what you put into it, your contract, boom, it's gone. It's not going to last a year. It's just going to last 60 days if the price of Bitcoin doesn't go back up. So as thanks to our early supporters, we want to give you the opportunity to upgrade. My God. We want to give you the opportunity to upgrade your existing Bitcoin mining contracts to Radiant contract terms with a premium discount. Gotta love them discounts when I'm not making any money. Yeah, I'm gonna get me a Genesis mining contract upgrade, even though they're not giving me any money. Did you guys like that? I hope you did. You get what I'm saying there, though. So you're like, hey, I just gave you guys $1,000 and I'm not receiving any mining contracts. Let's see my way out of this. Oh, I'm gonna upgrade my contract. Of course you are. The pricing of Radiant was constructed for the sole purpose of keeping your hash power running even in the toughest market conditions. The idea behind this offer is to show that we are well aware of the situation as strong believers in the industry and its potential. We are certain the market will soon recover. We want to help to keep you mining. Okay. So key details of the upgrade. Price per 1 terahash for the Radiant Bitcoin mining upgrade is $180 instead of $285. So that's just the discount that you're going to get with Radiant. It used to be $285 per terahash. So that means, what do we got here? Is this the scientific Microsoft calculator that nobody else in the world has but me, because I kind of have some, let me just say, I kind of have some pull with Microsoft, okay? 285 times 14. Let's just do times 14. So that means they're making $3,990 per S9 miner that they have. Assuming that they're approximately 14 terahash. Some are 14.5, some are less, but let's just go with 14. So that means they're making $4,000. And how much is an Antminer right now? About $700. And if you buy them in bulk, they're even less. So that means they're making a lot of money off of that. And that's exactly a money tree, right? The money tree is only supposed to be making this much per day, but instead they can make $3,990 by just using one Antminer. Congratulations, welcome to You're Getting Screwed Over. Are you starting to see this now? Now, anyway, the runtime gets converted from open-ended to 5 years with no termination, and reduced maintenance fee of $14, 14 cents per day. So let's take a look. Let's click on that, on the Radiant mining upgrade, and as we can see here, we're not going to really look at before Radiant. And we're going to look at after Radiant here. So we're not going to really look at their maintenance fees per day or anything like that. That's fine, whatever. So that basically means that up front, for 1 terahash, we pay $530 at 14 cents per day, $275 up front, 5 years worth of maintenance is a total of $530. Okay, well, at first, this looks pretty good. That is, if we all believe that Bitcoin price is going to go back up. Is it? Probably likely. However, it could just go back up and then crash again, right back to the same thing. So you might say, hey, Bitcoin went up in price. Well, yeah, but it just went back down in price and wasn't really long enough for you to gain a lot of money. Also, what you also have to remember is that there is a minimum withdrawal fee on Genesis mining. So let's say you're 4 years into the contract and you decide that you need money, you want some of your money back, you decide to withdraw your Bitcoin. Now, for the rest of that year, since you only had 1 terahash, or the rest of the remaining 5, for the 5th year, you'll be mining away still, but you may not mine enough to get the minimum withdrawal amount to be able to withdraw your Bitcoin again. So in that case, you would be forced to re-up your contract for another 5 years or however long in order to get your Bitcoin out again. And this time you're going to have to wait that full 5 years because you realized your mistake after pulling your Bitcoin out. So $530 over the course of 5 years. Okay, so let's see how much 1 terahash is. We've got our handy-dandy Bitcoin mining calculator. We're not going to really worry about the power cost or, anything like that. So it's not really like after profit. We're not really looking at the power cost here. We're just looking at how much it makes per day right now. 1 terahash per day is 25 cents, clearly losing massive amounts of money. $2.92 a day in losses. With just 1 terahash, of course, with this power cost. So, not too efficient. So if you have a contract for 5 years, let's do 365 with our super scientific calculator. Nobody else could do this. For 5 years, 365 times 5, 1,825 days. So you'll be mining for 1,825 days should you buy 1 terahash. And mind you, you're not going to pay 530 up front, again, because it's up front just to 275, and then the maintenance over 5 years is $530. Okay, so now we're going to make 25 cents a day. So let's just use what we're making today as a guesstimate of what we're going to make over time. Now, mind you, Bitcoin could go back up in price, but it could also just as easily fall back down to where it is in price. And let me just say that, you know, it's not that I don't want Bitcoin to go up or down, but a stable Bitcoin is probably, honestly, a better Bitcoin than, you know, a wildly, rapidly moving Bitcoin. Because here's the thing. If Bitcoin's at $20,000, that is really good for somebody who is buying something and paying in Bitcoin. So if you go to a mom and pop store, you go up to and you say, how much is that lamp? And they say $100. So you give them $100 in Bitcoin, and that's a very small fraction of Bitcoin because it's worth $20,000 a piece. So now this mom and pop store owner has $100 in Bitcoin. But let's say 2 weeks from now, Bitcoin dumps down in price back to $6,000. Well, now that $100 that they just accepted in Bitcoin is now worth what, like $30, let's just say. So now they can't afford to go out and buy another lamp to restock their shelves to sell another person a lamp. So when Bitcoin is high in price, it's really bad for whoever accepts Bitcoin, whoever is accepting Bitcoin for their service. But when Bitcoin is really, really low in price, it's bad for whoever's giving Bitcoin and buying something in Bitcoin because you have to spend more Bitcoin to equal that amount of money. And so it's good for the acceptor of Bitcoin because they got a ton of Bitcoin. It's not worth much now, but if it goes to 20,000, now instead of just receiving $100 for the lamp, they received $300. But at the same time, you paid $300 for the lamp and not $100. So that's why a fluctuating currency is not a good currency. And that's why we're not seeing mass adoption on a massive level with corporations. Imagine being a company that accepted tens of thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency, in Bitcoin, when it was at 20,000 or 16,000 or 15,000. And, you know, because you didn't accept fiat, now you actually have to wait and sell that Bitcoin to restock your shelves because you sold so much stuff. Now your shelves are missing space and you need to restock. But to your horror, you wake up the next day and Bitcoin's at 10,000, 9,000, 8,000, 6,000. And you're unable, now all that money that you accepted for all of your stuff is now worth way less, and you can't actually restock your shelves now. You can only restock it to half full or to a quarter full. So that is a major problem. So let's go with 25 cents a day. Whoops. So it was like 1825 times 0.25 here. So $456. Way, that ain't 530 bucks. Welcome to cloud mining, everybody. Awesome. So basically, I don't know, my math was probably wrong somewhere, but $456 for the course of 5 years for making 25 cents a day. Awesome. 456 bucks. And you might think to yourself, well, I'm not just going to buy 1 terahash. I'm going to buy like 10 terahash. Well, you just multiply this by 10. Just multiply this by 10. Everything. The maintenance fee per day is 14 cents per day per terahash, mind you, per 1 terahash. So $1.40 a day in maintenance fees. 255 times 10 over 10 years, so $2,550, $2,750. So instead of this, it'd be $5,300, and it's not going to be, you're still going to lose money unless Bitcoin goes up in price. And again, you can't pull it out until you have a certain amount of Bitcoin. So you're sort of locked in, and if you pull it out just before your contract ends, then the rest of the mining goes to nothing, and you have to start a new contract. Not good. So let's look at CoinMarketCap here. We're at 205 billion market cap. We did dip below. I seen it as low as about 190 billion. We could probably actually check the cap here, but it did get pretty low. Way under 200 billion. However, BTC dominance continues to rise. Very interesting to see Bitcoin dominance continuing to rise. Now it is at 53.4% of the entirety of the market cap of of cryptocurrency. We can see here that the market cap is 205 billion, and you can see right away that the Bitcoin market cap is 109 billion. So that's 53% of the entirety of the market cap. Ethereum all the way down to 29, XRP at 11, and it's only at 28 cents each. Now prices are starting to rise here, but as we can see, interestingly, Bitcoin continues to rise among all of the altcoins. And Bitcoin is doing really, really well among the altcoins. Not saying the altcoins aren't a good buy right now, because Cardano is at just 9 cents. Litecoin's at just 56 cents. So pretty bad all over. But we are fluctuating up and down, and I'm still kind of waiting for that, fourth quarter bull run of November, December, which probably won't last very long. So you make sure you guys watch that closely for a crash towards the end of the year. Not necessarily a crash, more like a sell-off. But I hope you guys enjoyed this particular episode. And as usual, I will see you guys next time.